Hi friends, we'll learn about different variable types or data types in Python. So we'll start with first and how we'll know what are the types and how we can convert them to one type to other. We'll learn about that. So let's first try to learn about a function type. So we are saying type and giving a directly inside a variable we are given. Now what type it is? We know it's an integer. So let's see what this function returns. This tells us it's an object of a class integer class. So you can see here this is int. So if I'll put a string here, so I'm writing it. Okay, this also I am giving it as a note that this is a string, not an integer. So this will tell me that this is a str class. This belongs to str class. So it's an object or it's a data type of string data type. Now we'll learn others also. Say I'm just changing it to say 3.4. Sorry, 3.4. Now what type of this is? So I'm running this and see it's a float. Similarly, let's try one more. 5 plus 9j. You know this is a complex number, so we should get it. Let's see what we are getting. It's a complex. So this is like this. There are how many different types are there? In fact, there are numeric like integer, float, complex. What you have seen now. There can be sequence like list, tuple, set, range, and there will be a boolean also like true or false. String is very common, we use it, and itself belongs to the str class, and dictionary. And these are all built in, and you as a user we can also have our own data type. Moment we use a class, we can have the data type also. In fact, in Python all are objects only. So if you are writing a is equal to 5 means you are creating an object of integer class. So the same thing we'll see that. So now let's try one dictionary and all, a list and all, and see what data type it is. So I am here, I am just trying here. This I will replace it. I will write a list now. List, okay, it's 1 now 2. This is all elements of a list. We'll study about list more if you are not aware of what's a list. It's a sequential data type, so it's a list. Now let me just write one more type. So this is, I will go for a, now I will go, list is over, so I will go for tuple. So tuple is again 1, 2, sorry, this is TWO, okay. Now this is 3. This is a tuple. Now another important data type is set. So curl bracket is used. So let's say that curl bracket here. Now I am selling 1. Now again 2. Again one more 3. Fine. So these are the one. Another sequence data type is dictionary. Dictionaries will have a key and a value. So for that we'll learn all about those. What's a dictionary, what's a list. Just now you understand this is a class I am using. So these are the, you will see what type it is. So inside the type I am saying it as 1 equal to, let's say, Alex. Now this is the key value I am writing. 2 is the key. Now what's the value? So I am giving, fine, now 3. The way I am writing, you just watch that. This is the, because it's a dictionary. So that's all. Now let me run this and see what the outputs are. You can see the first one is a list, second one is a tuple, third one is a set, then a dictionary. And not that these are all, even none is also a type. So let me just add one more code block. This entire Jupyter notebook or IPNY file, you can, I'll push it to the GitHub. You can download it, directly click and run it in your collab also. The entire source code is available. You need not read from the screen or copy it. So let's go for a none type. A equal to none. So this is also a data type. Now let's see what it gives. Print type. I am again using type. This gives me the data type. So you can see it's none type. Now I now will use a range now. So one more code block here. I will say range, x equal to range, I am using Colab node, Colab here. You can use Colab or your in Anaconda environment anywhere. But because as a beginner, I'll recommend you work in the Colab, so you need not have to install anything in your system, and that is not installed. All those error messages you won't get. Start with Colab. Subsequently, it's up to you. But if you are already using any Anaconda environment or any other thing, you continue with that. No need to shift, because again you will take some time to learn the new platform. So okay, print type X. Now this is a range, so it will tell me that this is a data type is range. So now let's go one more. Now let's see what is a Boolean data type. So it's a true false. A equal to, let's say I am giving true, and it is case sensitive. This T is uppercase. So now print type A. What it is? It's Boolean. Let me add a code block now. Here it is. So we'll start now. A very common type is a string. So we'll put a type. Now let me directly write welcome. So instead of using a variable, so now you can see this is a string data type. Fine. This up to this is okay. Now let's go. It is what the Python's the built-in types we have used, a string, integer, and all. Say we create our own class. In that case, our own data type it should display. We'll test that. Now imagine whatever we have used now. So moment I am getting a string, I am creating a variable. Actually, I am creating a object of that class. So now let's create our own class and use a object of that. So I am just creating my own class. I am saying it as animal. So for that, if you are not aware of what's a class and all these things, don't worry. We'll in future classes we'll cover those things also. So it is only to tell you that it is not that whatever the internal Python provides us, we can have our own also. So this is called constructor. I am using it self1 name1 age. Now this is the class I am using. Sorry, class I am using self1 dot name equal to name1. Now self1 dot age equal to age, name and age. Two inputs I have taken. Fine. Let me just come out of the class and create an object now. Now tiger is an object of animal class, because I have used animal. Its name is, because I am constructor, I have to give two inputs for that minimum. Ronald, okay, whatever name you give, and age is 5. Fine. Now this object I want to know, okay, now this is my own class, say string, integer, complex, whatever, these are all built-in classes. Now I have used my own class. My own class is animal. Now tiger is the object of it. The way I have created it, the variable like that I have created. Now I'll say print type tiger. Now let's see, because this is our own tile. You can see this is the class is this constructor it has given of animal class. So this is how will be even our own classes we can use. Now the second part we'll see how we will convert one data type to other. Say a string to integer, float, string, again all those things. Is it that everything can be converted to any data type or there are some issues? We'll learn about that. Let me add another code block. So now let's see my int equal to 5. Now print. Okay, we already know this type will give us integer now. Type my int. Fine. Now what I will do, I'll convert this to string. My int or my integer, same variable str. I am saying my int equal to str5. Okay. Now what I am doing is I am not directly telling it's an integer. I am telling it's convert it to string. The 5 convert to string and then use it, though the variable is same. Now I'll say print type my int. Now two print commands are there, so we expect two outputs, and as expected, first one is an integer, second one is a string. Now let's add one more code block here. Let's go to a float now. So my int equal to 5. Now I am saying my int is no more as integer. It equal to float. Sorry. Equal to float 5. Now print type my integer. What happens? What's the output is? You can see here this the output is float. Now from a float we'll change it now. So we'll say let's add one more code block. Now my data equal to say 5.0. Now this is not a string. It's okay. You have a doubt. Okay, you will check it out first. My data. Okay, whatever it prints. Now we'll go ahead. Now I am converting it to equal to int my data. Now I will say print type my data. Yeah, my sorry. My data. Okay, I have to close this one more. Yeah. So let's run this and see what's the output is. See this first one is float because it's 5.0. Then we have used a integer and then converted it into and used it as a integer is the output for us. Now let's, so you can even change this. Okay, now you just one more check. You do one thing. You just this instead of 5.0 put it 5.86. What you expect when it is converted to input, what the value it will finally give. Now let me say print directly. I am printing my data, not the type. So when you print this, see the value is 5, not 6. So moment you convert it to integer, if you want a value 6 and all, there are other math functions are there, but you note that this value is 5.86 is when you convert it, it's integer. Sorry, its output is 5. Now let's just create one more complex one. So I'm just saying my int 1 equal to 5, my int 2 equal to 3. Now finally my int is another variable, not the one. So 1 2 is the inputs equal to complex. Now I am saying my int 1. See my int 1, if you check, it's an integer variable. My int 1. Now my int 2. Now I'll print the type my int. You just see my initially this int 1 int 2 are both are integers. Now it's a complex one. So that's all. Now is it that everything can be converted? We have already a float we have converted to a integer, but let's just see what happens if I will let me add one more code block. I am giving a my str equal to, say first let me put it as 5. Okay, we know this we can convert it. Let's just my str equal to int my str is possible, not a problem. Print type my str. Okay, let's just see it once and then we'll change that. Okay, integer, not we have already know about this, but let me just change it to a string. What happens now? Now I'll get an error. It says, what is the error message? Yeah, invalid literal int with base 10 plus 20. So you cannot convert everything to every data type. Now frequently what will happen, you get some output as integer, and while displaying you will display it and like that and add it to the output is this. That time you will face a problem. Let me just give you that example where usually we do this mistake. Let me just add one code. Say I am just saying a equal to say 5 plus 7. Fine, you keep a variable or anything. Now I am saying print output is, sorry, not that way. Let me say my string, I am my output equal to, now say I'll say sum is finally I am saying plus, this is a string addition and I am giving a. Now print में I just want my output. What I expect is my output is my sum is 5 plus 7 is 12, it should come. But let's see what happens here. Why there is a error? Because this part is a string. I am just highlighting, you understand. This part is a string, whereas A is not a string. So for that purpose, what you have to do is, you'll just str A. Now what happens? We are converting it to a string and then we are adding it. So let's just see this output. Sum is 12. So that's all. So we have to take care in particularly, because we cannot add a string to a integer or a integer to a string, and the conversion also we have learned. That's all. This very basic Python. You can download this entire source code. The link is there at the description. It is pinned, and you can just go to GitHub and download the Jupyter file, or even you can use directly your Colab button there. So you can open it in your Colab and test all the codes here, whatever we have discussed now. That's all, friends. Thank you for watching. I'll request you please subscribe and press the bell icon so you'll be notified as and when we post new videos and tutorials. We continue with our basics of Python now. So you'll have you can see more and more basic tutorials on the basic, and this is the easy way of learning Python. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to our channel.